Happy New Year and happy Thursday. Yeah, I know I'm a little late with the Happy New Year thing, but kind of tied up for New Year's, you know, spending it with Auntie Billy's family, her friends, my friends back in Arizona. Or, people say, I mean no offense, and then they say, but. Then they say something that sounds real fucking offensive. I mean no offense, but I had a much better time with that than anything to do with fucking YouTube, you know what I'm saying? Did you miss me or what, huh? Well, I don't have a whole lot to say. I was actually more interested in events that went on here back in good old New Bedford, Massachusetts during the time that we're away. A few things happened. A couple, not in a good way, in a very bad way, actually. And one in a good way concerning a guy here that I know. We're not like good friends, we hang out, but we know each other. We talked through the years. We know each other. When we see each other, hey, Brian, how you doing? His name is Brian, too. And we've talked here and there, and he's well known in the area uh, due to his background and what he does for the community. I'll get into that tomorrow morning for my Happy Friday video. But I heard a few things while we were away. People call, hey, mostly, hey, how's your flight? How's the weather? It's not much different than back here. It's been not too bad back here. Mid to high 30s, few low 40s. It was in like high 40s, 50s there. They do have winter there. I found that out when I moved to Scottsdale for those 3 years. I found out, we had, uh, you know, nights that dipped down into, mid to low 40s. Homes had heating systems, fireplaces. I thought it was always going to be like 110 degrees, like in summer, 110 fucking degrees, but no humidity. It's not as bad as an 85-degree day here with 80% humidity. So I found out something new. They do have their seasons. They're just not as drastic as here in New England and other parts of the country, but they have their cool months over the year. A few people told me a few things. How was your Christmas? How was your New Year's? My grandson Artemis got his Power Wheels trike. And as I said, I had already made those videos a couple weeks before Christmas already. Actually, yeah, I made them, yeah. I think like right around a little after Thanksgiving. And I just put them away on a shelf. And as I said, before we took off to leave the day after Christmas Day, to fly out of Boston, I just put them uploading and we're gone. I said I didn't want anyone to see them until Artemis saw it first. And he loves it. The only thing is he's not quite big enough yet. By this coming summer now, he'll be big enough to reach the pedal. But, we sit him on it. My son-in-law sit him on it. Grabs the handlebar. He's all happy. He's like looking in the mirrors at himself. So I press the power button to see it light up, and he presses the engine start sound. He gets all excited. He presses the horn. I tell you, man, Christmas is just for children, Speaking of which, I think anyone that makes a promise of a gift to a child and doesn't go through with it is a rotten bastard. A piece of fucking shit, especially if they're a grandfather, for example. Speaking of that, Sanford ever give his granddaughter that fucking boat for Christmas a few years back? See, there was the reason I'm asking this is because, I know Artemis is going to be very disappointed this coming summer now when he won't be able to race Sanford's electric go-kart for $5,000 and fucking humiliate his ass. Because Sanford abandoned that project, you know what I mean? So I thought, well, maybe there's a chance for Artemis to have some fucking satisfaction another way. Remember when Sanford showed a boat? It's kind of all fucked up. The engine ran, but it was real sketchy, and wiring, the lighting, running lights didn't work. Oh, I needed a lot of shit. Seats were fucked up. He's going to restore it and fix it up for his granddaughter, give it to her for Christmas. That ever happen? Now, see, he did that to make himself look like a great fucking granddad. Know what I mean? Hey, look what I'm doing for my granddaughter. I'm giving her a piece of fucking junk. Know what I mean? But I'm curious, like the Crypt Keeper, too. That old pasty white-ass buzzard. Did he give those kids at St. Jude's a gift of life and hope? by finally building that fucking engine to save them, that 318? Did that happen? You don't do this shit to children. You don't make promises concerning children, whether you're related to them or not, and then ignore it, because you're only doing these things on YouTube here to make yourself look good and to get attention, to get views for a video, to make some fucking money. But let me know if, hey, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Sanford did fix up that fucking boat. Know what I mean? Yeah, maybe we can set up something for this summer. She can get that boat out in a fucking pond. I'll modify the Power Wheels trike for Artemis. I'll put some pontoons on it. You know, the wheels in the back are Pawsey, unlike, you know, Sanford's Charger with a busted peg leg, one wheel burnout, junk shit rear end in that thing. And I can name a few other cars like that too that have fucked up rear ends and only a one wheel peel, you know. I can put some paddles on it like the Mississippi River boats. I can put paddle wheels on it, get them out in a pond. And Artemis can race his granddaughter for $5,000 and humiliate him that way. Know what I'm saying? Let me know. Sanford moved to his new World Global Storage Shed yet? Somebody told me, says, Brian, man, he's already glorifying this fucking thing. Somebody told, see, what should I say? I hear things people tell me. They say, man, compared to his other place that was really nice, his new World Global Storage Shed is like a fucking outhouse in Arkansas. See, he's already glorifying it. Oh, well, you know him. Everything's the best. You know, everything's great. He's the greatest. Everything he has is the best. It's great. Oh, this one's better. Yeah, it's better because he says so. You know, try to justify his bullshit. It's better because it's got land outside. I can, you know, do outdoor work. I like doing outdoor work better. Well, maybe that's why he never did any fucking indoor work at any of his fucking shops. You know what I'm saying? If he's waiting for this new, better global storage shed headquarters, we'll be able to work outdoors. Maybe now we'll get something done. Everybody's falling back on his story time sessions again. You know, it's just bread and butter. Go back to yakking about magazine days or his Nitro days, you know. And I still hear it. I've heard it for a long time, and I still hear it. Say, Brian, I swear some of his pickle sniffers are 10 or 12 years old. You should see in the comments. Hey, tell us some more Nitro stories. I want to hear some more Nitro stories. Please, 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 like little fucking kids. Maybe now that he's got all this land outside, he says now this place is better than his other place because now he has land. Small as shit inside, but it's got land outside. Can park all his fucking junk. Turn that place into a fucking eyesore. Turn it into a fucking junkyard. You watch. You wait and see. You wait and see. It's one thing I like about him. He's very predictable. Maybe where, you know, people want to hear more of his stories, when he's got the land available, he could get like a fire pit. When there's Sunday night yak sessions, he could make a fire, sit there, be like, you know, the fucking Cub Scouts, the Brownies, the Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts. You know, they do their campfire stories, you know. You can light a fire and sit there and tell Uncle Sanford campfire stories on Sunday nights. Yeah, maybe that'll work out good for him. Speaking of yak sessions, I've heard some funny shit, man. A few I already knew about. You know, the live stream thing seems to be pumped into fucking overdrive and steroids. You know, people don't even make regular videos anymore. Everything's going to be a live stream. They can't scratch their fucking ass, burp a fart without having to do a live stream about it. A couple of guys in particular I've heard about. One I saw. Two, actually, I saw myself. Two different people. Hey. One guy can't go buy fucking spark plugs without having to do a live. Oh, I bought spark plugs. I went and bought spark plugs. Look. Okay, that's nice. And, you know what I mean? They're going to make a live stream over the stupidest fucking shit. People crave fucking attention. They crave fucking attention on here. You know? He begs for subs, whines like a little bitch. Well, people watch, but they don't sub my channel. I need more people. You know? Dude, grow the fuck up, man. Get a fucking wife, okay? Get a fucking wife. You know they say new year, new me. New year, same me. Whether you fucking like it or not. And I might even be a little more old me and start seeing things I've held back on for quite some time. You know what I mean? So make sure you're not wearing flip-flops or sandals. You have steel-toed shoes, because I'm going to be stepping on some motherfuckers' toes, let me tell you. Okay? Giving you fair warning. Another guy, he can't go out, working on shit. Oh, I got some wood. He's going to do a live stream. I hear he's doing several a week. They're going to put up announcements. Hey, I'm going live tomorrow at 6. Come on, come watch me while my back is turned to you for 15, 20 minutes while I'm doing something with a piece of wood. Every now and then come over to the camera, stick his face in the fucking camera. How many people are watching? How many people are here? How many people are here? And I don't know how some people are raised, but there were certain things called manners, having some degree of class. Then when he finally does settle down and pay attention to, the 5 or 6 people that are fucking, go out of their way to fucking want to bother watching him. He starts grabbing the food, he's jamming food in his face and chomping and chomping. Firstly, it's not polite, to be yakking while you're chomping with a mouthful of food. Come on, have a little bit of class, you know what I'm saying? Then to make matters worse, he does that shit, and then he's spitting on the fucking ground, spitting on the floor. I thought Sanford had no fucking class. See that? I learned something new every fucking day. Did you miss me? The best one I fucking heard, though, the best one I heard was, I always get a kick out of it. Like I say, people tell me, hey, Brian, you know what your buddy did? And I have to say, which buddy? I got a few buddies on here. Oh, yeah, these guys like me, man. Oh, yeah. I got buddies on here. He said, man, did a Christmas yak session. I said, are you fucking serious? Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, they're doing fucking live streams on there? Don't they have a fucking wife, family, friends? Like I say, they fucking live for YouTube. I think I said this before. Remember that movie, Escape from New York, Kurt Russell? At the end, he hits that EMP, kills everything. People have gone back to, reading by candlelight, no electricity, no water, no nothing. What if something like that ever happened? The fuck would Sanford and all these people do to get attention? I can picture Sanford wandering around fucking neighborhoods, knocking on doors, trying to sell them hats and t-shirts and trying to sell them autographed pictures of himself for $10 a pop and begging people to tell him how fucking great he is. And the rest of these other fucking jamokes too. I'll tell you, it would be funny to watch though, wouldn't it? Come on, admit it, you missed me. So this was, he said, no, he did a couple of days before Christmas. I said, oh yeah. He said, yeah, and he invited all his friends on. So really? He says, Brian, it was fucking hysterical. You had to see it. He says, I tuned in. He said, I watched like about 20 minutes over or something, and I had things to do. He said, but I admit it. I wanted to see what the hell he was going to do, He says, actually, I wanted to see if he was going to talk about you. I said, I almost pissed myself laughing. A few people have told me, they say, we know what they're doing. We're not going to sit there and listen to them, for 2-3 hours. But we'll pop in while we're doing something. We'll check in periodically, a few minutes here and there. It's basically to see if they're talking about you, because that's usually what they do most of the time, Even making announcements about it and shit. Oh, by the way, I haven't had a cigarette yet. I say, yeah, I haven't quit. I just haven't had one yet. Day at a time seems to be working. It ain't broke. I ain't going to fucking try to fix it. So see what happens as it keeps going along. So he says, oh, man, it was funny. So he says, he's got like 6 or 7 of his friends on the screen. You see them all sitting there. He says, Brian, you ever see Hollywood Squares? That old TV show? They're all sitting there. I said, yeah. He says, well, this was an inbred, redneck, hillbilly version of Hollywood Squares. Should have called it Trailer Park Squares. I almost fucking pissed myself laughing when he told me. I said, are you serious? Oh, man. Real fucking hoop. Hey, he needs attention. But anyway, I heard a few other things too. I haven't heard a whole lot, just a few little things here and there. I think that's about it from what I've heard, going on in the YouTube world here. But I was actually more concerned with getting caught up on, like I said, a few things happened here in the city that, wow, really caught not just me, but it caught a lot of people by surprise, especially one thing in particular concerning our former fire chief. I'll get into that tomorrow. Feel bad, two bad situations concerning people that consume too much alcohol. And one on a good note, a guy that I've encountered through the years, I know him, like I said, his name is Brian too. We're not good friends, we know if we run into each other, sometimes you'd be at places, hey, how you doing? We've talked and stuff for a few minutes here and there. And he's a real great guy. And due to his background, his history, he gets honored at times with awards for his service that he does in certain areas for the city and working with youth organizations. And he was honored again over the holidays by the Bristol County District Attorney and Sheriff's Department for something he's been doing for several years now. I'll get into that tomorrow, and his name is Brian. And we're happy for the guy. He's one of our own. We're kind of proud of our own here that come from this city. He still lives, we lived here most of his life, well, except when he was involved in his career that took him away from here for several years. But now he lives over in South Dartmouth, close neighboring towns, like 10 minutes away. So anyway, I got a couple of bad things to share, some good news to share, and I'll get into that tomorrow. Again, I'm looking at the time here. It's Thursday. I had already called my two associates. I told them, I was going to be back on Wednesday. So I'll be able to, they covered for me. We cover for each other. We all have lives, take vacations, do things come up, and we all cover for each other and everything gets done. And I already called them on Tuesday. I said, listen, I'm coming back Wednesday. So we're coming back early in the afternoon. We'll be all settled in. So Thursday, I'll be able to get back to my day at the VTH. And they said, Brian, no, don't worry. Listen, you just get in, get finished, settled in and whatnot, and we'll take care of it, and you just start fresh next week. So I don't have to go in today. But you know what? I'm still going to go by there. I'm going to buy a whole bunch of pizza and go by at lunchtime and bring like 6 pizzas so everybody can have some pizza. And that's what I'm going to do. And I'm still going to hang out with them. Why? Because I enjoy it. So anyway, I guess that's about it. So my Happy Friday week in review. There won't be a lot to review. I think I pretty much covered just about everything. And it wasn't a whole hell of a lot. You know what I mean? A lot of people know better than to bother me too much. When I have my me time, my me and Auntie Billy time, my me and my daughter, and son-in-law, and grandchild's times, I really don't want to be bothered. Even weekends, Saturday night, yay. Now that's something I'm looking forward to. We're going to be getting together at Knuckleheads, crew, all our old ladies. I'm looking forward to that. Good band is playing too, East Coast Dallas. So anyway, it's Alice Cooper Tribute Band. So anyway, looking forward to that. And all of us can catch up on our holiday events and share the good times with each other. Because for me, that's what it's about, people. It's about people, being with people. That I prefer much better than being around names on a fucking screen. But I mean no offense. Hope you've been well. Hope you've been happy, healthy, and safe. Hope you got to spend your Christmas and New Year's with people that you care about and they care about you. And you now have more good memories tucked away. See you tomorrow for a Happy Friday video.